Welcome back to another episode of the Pain into Purpose podcast. I am your host, Fee.
And I'm the co-host on this one again, DB.
Today we are going to touch on the ant mindset, automatic negative thinking.
Talk to me.
Yeah, the ants.
Child.
They be something else, don't they? So automatic negative thinking. Where does that even stem from for you?
For me?
Yes. Where do you think, first of all, do you feel like you have automatic
Definitely. I'm human.
negative thinking a lot?
All the time.
Okay.
Less, more now. My past life experiences develop my negative thoughts.
Okay. How far back would you say it started?
5.
Okay. Wow.
Started at 5. I was a mama's boy.
Okay.
And then we watched her mama leave, right?
Yeah.
And my mama said that she didn't know. So my dad asked her if she wanted to take her boys, and she said she couldn't do nothing with us. You know what I'm saying? But in hindsight, well, now I understand that wasn't directed at us.
Right.
That was directed at him.
Yeah.
And so, but as a child, couldn't process that like that.
No, of course not.
So I instantly started getting suspended from school, and I can remember taking a teacher's wig off and throwing it over the cubicle.
No, D.
I went to a school called Hoover in West Oakland, and they didn't have full classrooms back then. They had like little partitions, and that lady, back then the teacher could spank you.
Okay.
Back then, the teacher, and she tried to paddle me, and I took her wig and threw it over the partition and ran out the classroom. You know what I'm saying? So once my mom left the house, I spazzed out for a long time, right? And just the experiences of a 5-year-old just moving from one home to another home, and not understanding what divorce is and why I can't see my mom, and then it was a lot. And then moving to a new neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm. And now having to get introduced to these kids and these kids, and now you got to go through the fights, and you got to. So it's just a whole bunch of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of, and it just life experiences just turn you negative.
Okay.
My first time I got robbed, I was like 13.
Robbed for what though?
My Walkman and my $10. I was walking to the store.
Were you in Brookfield
I was in Brookfield
already? Okay.
2 people from Sobrani robbed me.
How? At gunpoint?
Yeah.
No, D.
For my Walkman and my $10. You know what I mean? So just negative situations like that just turns you into a negative person, or you definitely gonna develop the negative thoughts. Mm-hmm. And it's not until as you get older and you mature and you figure things out that you understand that ain't how that's supposed to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now at 49, things hit me, and depending on what it is, I still go to the negative thoughts.
But so then, okay, so when you go to those thoughts, how do you bring yourself back?
It's a process of elimination.
Okay.
It's a process of elimination, and I believe that most people have negative thoughts. Like, you have to be really, really, really grounded with yourself not to have the negative thoughts, but because they're called automatic negative thoughts.
Right, for a reason.
It's called automatic negative thoughts for a reason. So you're going to have the negative thoughts, but now I have the tools and I know better, so I don't. Every negative thought that I have, I don't have to respond or react to it. You know what I mean?
And you don't have to stay there.
I don't have to stay there, but I do have to process through them. And so like I say this all the time. I'm always angry. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always a level of anger and frustration brewing underneath the surface.
Yeah.
No matter if me and you sharing tacos at the taco spot in Livermore, it's always a level of anger and frustration underneath. I'm just learning how to process it and not let it boil over. You dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I hope that answered your question.
No, yeah, definitely.
So and I ask the same for you. Like, what's up with your negative thoughts?
Well, so yeah, I do have frequent automatic negative thoughts. However, I have trained my brain to, like you said, process them and then keep it moving. Because if you stay, for me, if I stay there, then that will cause me to fall into some sort of a depression. Mm-hmm. If I start believing the thoughts that I'm thinking, so they pop up, I process it, I ask myself, well, why am I thinking this? You know, why am I putting a negative spin on this thought when really I can easily turn it into a positive one?
True.
So I feel like that's, you know, those two sides of me that's battling with each other, you know, and I feel like it stemmed from my childhood, unfortunately. Okay. Seeing my mom go through certain things with her mom, with my grandmother, rest her soul. She didn't have the best relationship with her because of, you know, decisions that my grandmother was making, which caused my mom to have to, you know, be on her own and to help take care of my uncle when they were younger. And so I feel like the generational curse kind of like trickled down. Yeah. You know, from my grandmother to my mom to me.
Definitely.
And so, but it's gonna stop with me because my children.
Okay.
I'm just saying, because my daughters, I don't want them to feel like they have to carry that weight in their lives. Like they're way better than I ever was. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to instill certain beliefs into them now so that they can see that they don't have to automatically think negatively about themselves or about a situation because of their experience.
So,
if that makes sense.
It does.
Okay.
And I believe that because you're aware of it and you minimize their negative experiences,
yes,
you'll minimize their automatic negative thoughts.
Yes.
So I believe that I've had a lot of negative experiences, which creates
the negative
thoughts.
Yeah. So
I think I just might have just figured something out.
I think we both might have.
I think I just, all of my negative experiences is what developed my negative thoughts.
Yeah, me too.
And so if we can minimize our children's negative experiences, we can minimize their negative thoughts.
Yes.
And so for me, I have to go back and help my children process theirs because my youngest will be 26 now.
Okay.
Nana will be 24, but she's no longer here. But now my grandchildren, I can now get in front of their experiences.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so that might have just unlocked the that's why we had these conversations, right?
Yes.
So now, damn, that was
Look, we gonna sit on that for a second. Yeah. Like, wait a minute.
Because it just clicked that the negative experience that we had produced the negative thoughts.
I feel like mine started when I was 11. You said yours started at 5, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I feel like mine started at 11 when my parents divorced.
Because before then, you didn't have a negative experience.
No, I actually had a amazing, extraordinary childhood. I have a lot of good memories from my childhood. From I would say from the time I was, I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
up until 11. And that is when my life completely shifted. So my parents were together for about 15 years. Um, and everything was all good till it wasn't.
Exactly.
Okay. And so then and then also I feel like my environment changed too. So I grew up in Oakland on 55th and El Camille. And that neighborhood as a child, I described it as like I was living in Beverly Hills, for lack of a better term. But when my parents split up and we were in a house, we had a beautiful yard, big ass backyard. We had fruit trees. I mean, my sister and I, we had a playroom. We had all kinds of stuff. Like we were good. But when my parents divorced, my mama couldn't keep up the house. So we had to move to some apartments in Alvin Groom. Okay? Across from Castlemont. I was going to a private school, a Muslim school. So no longer now we are no longer in the house. We in some apartments in the hood. I never lived in the hood. At least I didn't know what the hood was. Now I'm not going to a private school. Now I'm going to a public school. I was I was having breakfast with my dad in the morning before school. Now I'm having to snatch something on the go and take the bus to school. Life totally shifted. So I felt like I went from living in Beverly Hills to Compton. You know what I mean? That's the best way that I could describe it at that age. And it was a complete shift in everything, right? My dad remarried almost immediately. So my parents divorced, my dad remarried. Now I'm at 11 years old, I'm having to adjust to this totally different lifestyle change and accept the fact that my dad has remarried and now I have to accept his new wife and her children, which they're still together 32 years later. You know what I mean? So obviously he made the best choice for him, but at that time I didn't understand none of that.
And adults don't take the time to explain that to their
No,
children.
we didn't get any type of explanation. I mean, we probably did, but I don't remember. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to process that. I just knew that my dad wasn't happy. He left. We had to go. My mom couldn't keep up the house. So she had to go where she could, afford. And then yeah, and so everything shifted. And then eventually, I think like maybe 2 or 3 years later, um, my mom remarried.
Growing up in the environments that we grew up in built the resilience that we need to survive
Yes,
today.
absolutely. Because I can remember a time when I beat up this boy for my sister when I was in the 6th grade. She was in the 4th. And this boy, we was going to the same school, and she told me this boy kept bothering her for whatever reason. I don't even understand why. And after school, I beat him up. One day, she told me, I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 times. And I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I beat him up after school, and then he never messed with my sister again.
Mission accomplished.
Period. So, yeah, so what you were just saying, as far as the experiences that we have, it builds up that resilience, it builds up that strength, that character. Because I never would have thought that I would have had to defend my sister in a way, but I just knew that if I didn't, my father was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my father always told me, like, you don't never let nobody, you know, mess with your sister. You don't never let nobody put their hands on you and you don't defend yourself. I don't care what the teacher say, what the principal say. If you don't defend yourself, then we're gonna have a problem.
And growing, we had the house that, and my dad, like people used to come to our house to fight us, like me and my brother. Right?
Really?
Yes. People.
Why?
People will come to our house to fight us, and not Lil Joe, not the famous Lil Joe from Brookfield.
Uh-huh.
It was another dude named Joseph.
Okay.
That used to live in Brookfield. That he used to bully me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Till one day, my partner Paul, he reminded me this the other day. He was like, "Blood, you whooped Joseph ass," because Joe just used to just bully me and bully me and bully me. And then one day, Pops was like, "Man, if you don't go out there and kick his ass, I'm gonna kick yours."
See?
So, we had to, you know, my room was the garage, but the garage door is still open. Mm-hmm. I kicked them garage doors open.
and went in on
him. And I just started hitting him. I'm tired of your fucking shit. I'm tired.
Did you give it to him, D?
I gave it to him, and then he moved. Then he moved, right?
Okay.
And so like that was probably the only time I've ever been like bullied, mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. As far as outside or the neighborhood goes, like I've had hella fights in the neighborhood based on, you know, kid stuff. Yeah. And then my partner, he also said, "Man, you remember the time you slammed dude in the garbage can?" What
the hell?
We was fighting, and I picked him up and slammed him in the garbage can.
You
getting in the garbage can. He was hella mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like all those experiences, win, lose, or draw, taught me how to fight better, taught me how to defend myself, taught me how to, you know what I mean, stand up for yourself no matter what situation that you in, no matter what. And I've always had an older brother, and then he started going to jail, right? Mm-hmm. So then people be like, "Oh, your brother in jail now we could." Nah, because by that time now I could fight. So now, come on.
Run up if you want to.
You know what I mean? I've only had my butt whooped. Like I lost these 2 fights totally. And that was Lil Joe. Cause myself, a girl bent over in front of me and I kicked her in the butt while she was trying to tie her shoe. And she said, "I'm going to go get my cousin." And me, I'm talking about, "Go get your cousin." And Lil Joe was fresh out of juvenile hall. He came around the corner. He whooped my ass.
Damn, dude.
Right? But even then, I'm still crazy because I'm like, "You hit like a bitch."
Was you fighting back?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he still won. And I told him he hit like a girl, and we fought again. You know what I mean? But after that, he like, "You stupid, but I like you." You know what I mean?
So y'all was cool.
We cool. We was cool. But he like, "Just keep your feet off my cousin." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the other one was Boo. Boo whooped me when I was about 5 or 6. You know what I mean?
But you was a baby.
Yeah. So, but those are the only times I ever got like beat up in the hood. Everything else was I probably lost a fight or won the fight, but it wasn't no, ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when you get beaten, they be like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, as adults, it's like now that I got the wisdom and the knowledge and everything, back to the automatic negative thoughts. I said all that to say that the childhood experiences and the things that we've grown through gave us both the positive and the negative, right?
Yep.
So it's just up to us sometimes when something happens. Like you said, you reprogrammed yourself to go to the positive more than the negative. I went through a period of time where I went to the negative, and then somebody like Big Bro had to be like, walk it back. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, as an adult, I now have the tools that I don't need nobody to walk me back. I can walk myself back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll have the thought, something to happen. I have the thought, and then I'll ask myself, is this really about me or is this about the person? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or why? What made me think about that? Like, if something happens, I ask myself, what made me go negative?
So you have those conversations with
I had those
yourself in
conversations
your
with myself.
head.
And I might say it out loud,
Yeah.
bro, like, what made you go there?
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
Why
and
go to
and
the
and then
extreme?
it may be, well, we really ain't been getting along anyway, right? And so then you go through the process of, so do he think you a punk or do you think you a punk? You know what I'm saying? And why did you put yourself back in that position? You know what I mean?
You talking about as a
As
as
that's
an
me talking to me.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I
But
believe
at
that,
this stage,
yeah, at this age, because I'm like, sometimes people do stuff to you just because it's you.
right? Yeah.
Sometimes people do stuff to you just because it's you, right? And sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's bad, right?
Yeah.
So it's some people that will talk bad about you just because they think by talking bad about you, it makes them look better, right?
Yeah, that's their own
That, but
insecurities
that's
though.
but as I play these things back,
Yeah. It starts to add up.
it starts to add up that it's not my
It's
battle.
not you, right? Yep.
It's not my battle. That's part of my automatic negative thought process, right? When I have a negative thought, I go through a few steps. One, is it me? Two, why are they doing it? What did I do? You know what I'm saying? To put myself in this position. Like, why are we even in close proximity?
But what if it's not a situation like that?
Well, those all my so
Like all of your encounters have been because of somebody else?
yeah, like I don't have very many negative thoughts that don't include another individual.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
at this point in my life, like, I've done enough work on myself to where when it comes to me,
Mhm.
can't nobody out DB me, not even Big DB. You know what I mean? I am him to me.
Well, you supposed to think highly of yourself
Exactly.
like that. So,
So all of my negative thoughts come from interactions with other people. And so a lot of the times it'd be like, why are y'all even in close proximity?
okay.
So what's the origin of your negative thoughts if they not, you know what I mean?
Well, sometimes I reflect back on when I have done something negative to someone. And I think about, well, first of all, I may regret, how I reacted or, the action that I chose to take. And I think back like, damn, if I had have been in the intelligent state that I am now, then I most likely wouldn't have said that thing or reacted in this way, or you know what I mean, or whatever it was. I mean, it could be anything. So um I do a lot of reflecting on how I used to treat people. And sometimes it may come out like, for instance, I've had my sister and I, one of my sisters, we've had, some arguments. I've actually had a fight, like a physical fight with one of my sisters. And I didn't, afterwards, I didn't feel good about it. You know what I mean? but I felt justified in the action that I took because of how I felt like how she responded to me, basically. And it was a situation where I was in her house. She said, I asked her if I could do something, or it was something like I asked her if I could drive her car somewhere or something like that. I think I was about 18, 19, maybe 20. I don't know. But I was young and dumb. And so I didn't like her reaction to it. I mean, I didn't like her response to my question, which was no.
No, you can't drive my
no,
car.
I can't. No, because she's so my thought was, well, you let me drive it before, so why I can't drive it now? I didn't care though. You know what I mean? I felt entitled, and that was wrong. So when she said no, I'm like, all right, well, fuck you then. Right? And so I started grabbing my stuff out her house, out her room. It was I was bent down on the floor. And it's so funny because we just had a whole like 2 hour conversation last night, and we was reflecting on different stuff from our past, and that came up. But so I was bent down on the floor, getting my stuff out of her closet because I had been there for a couple of days or whatever. She didn't like the way that I was getting because I was just like throwing stuff like you mean. So she came up behind me and she kicked me. And so I got up and started swinging. And we went at it to the point where my cousin, he had to come. He was staying next door to her. He had to come and break us up because we was finna kill each other, literally. And so I thought about it after the fact, like we were talking about it last night, and I was thinking to myself, like, damn. First of all, I had no business getting mad that she told me that I couldn't drive her car, but that was the entitled demeanor that I had. And because she had let me drive it before, I felt like, every time I asked, she should be saying yes. But it's like, no, Nafeesah, it's her car. If she don't want you to drive it right now for whatever reason, she has the right to tell you no. Like, what are you like, so that's just how young and dumb I was, and how I allowed my emotions to get the best of me. I was very emotionally ignorant at that time, but now I look back on it and I'm just like, ain't no way, there's no way that I would still be in that mindset where I'm at in my life right now, and I'm thankful for the growth mindset instead of being in a fixed mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that automatic negative thinking was like, it was killing me. And it was literally messing up relationships, valuable ones, because I value the relationship that I have with my sister, with all of my sisters.
Yeah.
And I never would have, wanted that to happen the way that it did. But I wasn't taught how to respond.
You wasn't taught how to accept no?
No. No, I was not. Not at that stage of the game. Nope.
Can you accept no now?
Absolutely.
I bet you say it a lot too now.
Yeah, I do. With the quickness, no, hell no. Nope, 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 and no.
No, it's a complete sentence.
No is definitely a complete
She didn't owe you an
sentence.
explanation.
She did not. But again, we were young. And this was before I had any kids.
Yeah.
So this, we was yeah, it was just a lot going on at that time.
So what do you do now when you get triggered? Like, what's your process? Because you said you have trained your brain not to automatically go to the negative side.
I tried to, yes.
What's your thought process when something happens that you particularly don't care for? How do you stop yourself from going negative?
Well, now I pause first. I stop and I pause. And before I just react on impulse, again, I'll call you. I may, call my sister. I might chime in with my therapist. I like to get a second opinion, basically, instead of just because mine is not always correct. And I acknowledge that, you know? So it's okay to get somebody else's viewpoint on a situation before you just act on impulse, because maybe you can look at it, from a different lens and reevaluate, how you're feeling or how you're choosing to respond or react to a person or a situation. So I do a lot of just pausing now. Okay. I just stop in the moment. I think about it and then I'll come back to it.
You allow you allowed you to catch up with your emotions.
Yes.
Because when emotions are high, logic is low.
Logic is hella low. It ain't.
You allow yourself the opportunity to let that at least balance out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you reach out to somebody for a second opinion. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And so, because I have a lot of, like I said, I have a lot of self-talk. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So do I.
And I've learned how to trust myself a little bit more.
Okay. That's good.
But
how long did it take you to get there?
I might have been. So my big bro, he pointed out one day that I've probably been practicing since 2017, 2018. Okay. And just been in denial about me practicing. Okay. Because he pointed out a situation where I got into it with a gentleman. Prior, you know what I mean? He brought up a situation, maybe it's probably like 31, 32. I get into it. No, I was probably younger than that. I get into it to do it about his baby mama. Like I'm at this chick house and baby daddy come home and he fighting her and then he think he gonna fight me and it don't go the way he thought he was gonna go. And then I go home and now I'm mad. Now I'm sitting on it and I'm thinking and I'm like, man, I'm about to go do something. Bro looked at me and was like, bro.
If you don't sit your ass down somewhere.
But fast forward, 2019, something happened and it wasn't even a consideration. You know
what was it?
Like I got into it with another individual and doing something wasn't even a consideration.
Oh, okay.
Like I had grown past that.
Good.
And then with Nana being taken away from us.
Yeah.
And for me to not even think about the unthinkable, you know what I mean? And not want to cause more chaos and confusion. He like, bro, you've grown. And give yourself credit for that. Mm-hmm. He like, because the way that you're trying to process it or the way that you are processing it is commendable. So give yourself, that's one thing I don't do. I don't give myself, I don't want to say credit for the growth, but I don't acknowledge my growth sometimes in the areas of like the negative thinking.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I got a lot of time. So, but probably about 2017, 2018, like I really, really like just by being in close proximity to bro and just listening to him all the time. Cause he my brother, you know what I mean? And I listen to him talk and I go to the seminars and everything. Mm-hmm. And even though I didn't think I was paying attention, I was picking up the information, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cause we went through a long a period of phase where it's almost like I didn't want to listen to it because I've been listening to him my whole life. And so it's the big bro, little bro syndrome. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But even then, I was still picking it up.
So like you heard him.
And I was paying attention.
Right.
Because also being a little bro, you want to be like your big brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also want your own identity at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yep.
You're a little sister. You know what I mean?
I am.
So your sister, you don't want to be exactly like them, but you admire them from afar.
Absolutely.
And so
Yeah. And that was one of my big sisters.
Yeah.
By the way. I don't know if I pointed that out, but that was one of my big sisters. So
yeah, so and so just I do a lot of self-talk.
Okay.
But I spend a lot of time by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Likewise.
If I'm not with like you, Varessa, Tammy, I'm literally by myself 95% of the time. Me, my music, and then I drive at night by myself. So I have a lot of time to play back everything that I've been through and the things I could have avoided, the things I should have avoided. You know what I'm saying? And now I use those situations to enhance my spidey senses.
Okay.
So now I can sense when some BS is coming my way, and I can sidestep the shit out of it now. And
right.
And so that's how. So I guess the answer to the question is I do a lot of preventive maintenance,
which is excellent.
Yeah. So, but my preventive maintenance is consists of not going a lot of places.
Yeah, we spoke about that, and choosing wisely when you do.
Yeah, I ain't everywhere with everybody. No. So, but it's not no knock against nobody. This is just how I just decided to choose to live my life.
And that's just part of evolving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to, as you grow older, you grow wiser. So, I mean, it's still a lot of old dudes out here that think they, still in their 20s and their 30s. So,
yeah, I can't.
And it's not even just the way they dress. It's the mindset.
It's the mentality.
It's the mentality, and it's also the functions that they decide to go to.
And I tell myself, for me, right? I get to decide how I live my life, and then everybody else get to decide how they live their life. And sometimes it align, sometimes it don't.
Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
When it don't align, it's cool. When it does align, it's cool too.
It'll be all right.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, I think also for me, the meditations, like you said, you spend a lot of time with yourself. I do too. And so sitting in stillness, quiet, you can't do nothing but reflect, right? And so when I play back different experiences that I've had, and I was quick to go from 0 to 100, that stemmed from either something that I didn't understand, something that I experienced, something that I wasn't willing to accept, right? Me feeling betrayed, hurt, slighted, disrespected, and I was choosing to respond, in a negative way because of those things. But now I'm able to process them in a more calmer, a hella calm way. You know what I'm saying? And accept the fact that, well, maybe this won't always happen the way, that I want it to, and that's okay. So being able to shift it from, okay, well, it's not happening my way, but maybe I can do it differently. Or maybe I can maybe I can say it in a more authentic way instead of just popping off. You know what I'm saying? So that I'm not indirectly hurting somebody or hurting myself, because I can hurt my own feelings by having expectations.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
It definitely makes sense.
You know what I mean? So just being able to sit there, process it, meditate on it. Because usually after I'm done meditating, I'm like, yep, I'm cool now. I'm good. It wasn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? To begin with.
And that's another thing. A lot of stuff don't be worth it.
No, it does not.
And I also stopped taking in new negative experiences.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
By way of uh, humans have a uncanny way of wanting to spread negative information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if they get wind, let's say they get wind that you don't deal with a person, and then this person goes through something,
Mm-hmm.
they want to call you and tell you that this person is having a bad, and
yep.
And I immediately shut those conversations down now and be like, why are you telling me this? Like this does this
You asked them that?
Yeah, this does nothing for me. I don't take pride in someone else's like negative experiences.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So but I get that some people in society do thrive off that and will and I'm guilty of it in my past, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at least now I went through a phase where I participated.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went through a phase where, well, hold on, stop. Let me call him real quick so you can tell him yourself how you
Run it
feel.
by him, right?
Yeah, and then now I'm just at a phase where I don't even want to like it. You're not gonna get no response. You're not gonna get the response that you think you're gonna get out of me.
Yeah.
Right. I'm a politely ask you what's the purpose of this conversation. And 9 times out of 10, when you ask a person that, then I'm acting funny
because you asking them.
because I'm asking you why you bringing me this. What's the purpose of you bringing me this information? Now I'm acting funny because I don't want to participate.
You don't want to engage in gossip.
I don't want to engage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
well,
humans are very unique, something special.
Yeah, some of them are.
Some of them are, and people say that about me, and it's okay. I'll be all right.
Listen, we ain't for everybody.
I ain't for everybody.
We are not for everybody, and that is okay. We're not supposed to be.
But for those of us who are trying to grow and trying to take these negative experiences that we've been forced to live and turn them into something as positive as we possibly can, things gonna keep happening.
Oh yeah, life gonna do its thing.
Life gonna keep lifing on a very high level. I'm just determined not to feed the negativity.
No.
Because the negative, like I say, the automatic negative thoughts and the experiences I've had has already happened.
Yeah.
Right. So the negative thoughts gonna come. I don't feed them. If that makes sense.
It makes plenty of sense. That's why I said if you have it, you process it, and then you move on from it.
Yeah, most
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying? You don't dwell in it. Because then if you stay in it, then that's feeding it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna feed it.
No. We've been.
I'm not gonna feed it, and I'm not gonna defend my position.
Right.
So I'm not into I'll have a healthy conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna defend my point of view. If you're attacking my point of view, it's just not for you, and that's perfectly okay.
Yep.
And sometimes I even go as far as to say, you know what? We may both be wrong right now, or we both be right. Let's let time tell. Let's switch the conversation.
Yeah.
And let time tell the story.
Yeah.
You have your point of view. I have mine. We don't know who right or wrong.
Right.
You think you right. I think I'm right. Let's let time tell. I haven't met someone that can battle that and go back and forth with me after I say that.
Yeah, because no, that would just be stupid. What can you actually say?
I don't know.
To that.
No one has.
No, I ain't finna let time tell. We gonna do it right now. We gonna.
And that's when if someone said something like that, I'd be like, well, this is my cue to exit the conversation.
Stage left, yes.
This is my cue to exit the conversation. Let me hit you right back, dog. I will hit somebody with that really, really quick, man. Yeah. Let me hit you right back, dog. I'm gonna hit you right back.
Or you hit them with the Russell Simmons. Thank y'all for coming out.
God
God
bless you.
bless
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell people I'm gonna hit you right back, dog. And when we hang up, we both know that I ain't calling back.
That's why you just thank y'all for coming out. Shoot, God bless you. Good night. Like we ain't even. Who are we fooling here?
So, anything else you wanna share about the automatic negative thoughts?
Um, I mean, there's plenty I could share. That would make it
Give the audience a tip
on
how to process something that you haven't already shared. Like you ever shared a yoga pose? What yoga pose do you get into to help process your negative thoughts? Something
the
that you
downward dog.
the downward dog.
The downward dog. And I say that pose because in the downward dog, your head is down and your butt is up, your legs are down. So you're able to release a lot of tension in your shoulders, in your head, in the back of your legs, and you can move, you can sway with it. You know what I mean? It's like you're releasing a lot of tension, a lot of negative energy if that's what you're carrying. So it's like literally a whole body,
Flow.
a whole flow, a whole reset.
Okay.
So yes, the downward dog, definitely.
All right. So my if I had to give a tip, I would say do a lot of self-reflecting because like we discussed, the negative thoughts come from the negative experiences.
Yes.
And a lot of those negative experiences we have to go back and reprocess for a few reasons. But one of them being that we stuck in that story. And now the story has changed. Now we got more information.
Mm-hmm.
So if we take the information that we have now, carry it back to that story and finish that chapter, we can release that negative energy.
Okay, come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I do that a lot for a lot of the stories that I've had. Like so, let's say with the Joseph dude that was bullying me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just simply say, okay, that's what happened back then, and not only did I win that fight then, who's gonna bully me now? Like,
Nobody.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's not a human walking this earth that can bully me today.
Oh yeah, no.
Like, I don't care who you are, how big you are. Like,
It's
I'm
yeah,
not being bullied, and I'm not really being intimidated. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, and that's not on no tough man or I'm just secure myself as a man. Like I can
Mm-hmm.
defend myself,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's finishing the story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in those type of situations, if you have something from your past that you hold on to, go back and finish the story. And I just did that with another young lady during a podcast where she was sexually assaulted, and then we finished the story. And
Mm-hmm.
during the she I could just see a sense of release. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when you go back and you finish the story, because we got more information now
Right.
and we're grown, we're older,
Right.
and whatever happened back then, if you were a little kid and you couldn't protect yourself, and you're an adult now, you can protect yourself. And if that same person tried that same thing today, it'd be a much different outcome.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't be successful.
So now that's how you take your power back. You know what I'm saying? And so, but that's it. That's all I got for y'all.
Dropping them jewels on
With that being said,
them.
this has been another episode of the Pain and the Purpose podcast with me. I'm the host, DB.
I'm the co-host Fee.
And until next time, we love y'all. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.